Hello YouTubers, my name is Nermin Majlovic. One of my hobbies is making alcohol. My YouTube channel, basically I usually upload the videos about how to make the beer, wine, and also how to solve so many problems related to making the alcohols. So if you are interested, stay to the end of the video, and also I appreciate if you subscribe, like it. Uh, I really appreciate your time. Today on topic I like to explain one question that people very often ask: how to restart stuck fermentation. You probably had this video is not only for the beginners. Also this problem can happen to the advanced people who for years basically making different types of alcohol. It happened to me also in the past. So today I will explain 4 steps how easily to identify stuck fermentation and how to do step by step to resolve the problem. Stuck fermentation is usually when you prepare the mash and usually fermentation start alcoholic, but after maybe a day or two yeast completely cease to work to feed on the sugar and basically no more producing ethanol. That's called stuck fermentation because the sugar is still present in the mash, did not ferment to the end. So first step to solve this problem is to check the room temperature. Some people, especially who harvest the grapes in the fall when temperature is usually low, they crush the grapes, put in the let's say big barrels, and then they put at least in my area where I grew up, when they work with the fruits and making alcohol in the fall, usually temperature is between plus 13 to 15. This range of temperature is not enough for yeast to normally perform what they're supposed to do. That means first thing, if your temperature, where's your mash, is below 18, I suggest to move to the warmer area. Ideal for the yeast is between range from 18 to 24 Celsius. So that's the first step. Second step, if you did not solve your problem, so take the big spoon, of course, before you start basically mashing, and try to wake up the yeast. But always equipment that you use and put in the mash, make sure that it's properly sterilized. You don't want to bring additional bacteria and spoil what you already invested. That step, if you don't see it after maybe several hours after stirring your mash, there is no more bubbles, still no activity, you proceed to the third step. Third step, you need a hydrometer. This instrument measures the concentration of the sugar in the mash. Sometimes people, based on the area where they grow up, when they make alcohol, mostly they rely on the wild yeast. Wild yeast to ferment, because this type of yeast lives on the skins of the fruits. But this type of yeast sometimes, if it's a too high concentration of the sugar, they cannot perform what they're supposed to do, and when it's too much sugar they basically stop feeding. So after third step, if it's still not successful, you're supposed to go to the fourth step. So take small portion from the mash. I suggest, let's say, 2 to 4 liters, and then you want to take high gravity yeast, which I personally use. It's AC 1018. This is very powerful yeast that can tolerate alcohol up to 18%. And this yeast is ideal to restart stuck fermentation. When you introduce new yeast in the, let's say, small pot, 2 to 4 liters, wait 2 to 3 days until alcoholic fermentation basically become so vigorous. Then slowly that small pot add to the rest of the mash, and then of course you need to cover, seal it, and let ferment to the end. So this is the 4 steps if happen to you that you have stuck fermentation, I suggest follow these 4 steps. In 98%, if you follow these steps, your problem will be resolved. I would like to hear your own experience, or also if you have any comment, feel free to write down. It will be my pleasure to respond, or if you want some different types of video that I make it in the future, let me know in the comment. Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye now.